stuck in your head.
Yes, we can.
Monsters under your bed.
President of the United States.
Monsters stuck in your head. We
Yes,
are
we can.
stuck in your head.
President of the United States.
The reason I'm here today is to encourage the U.S. Congress to take action to protect our country from its most imminent threat.
No, Mr. President.
Electricity would cease, the internet would go down, and the banking system.
Of national security used by government at every level.
We all, as a matter of the world order, such as it is, need to come together urgently in order to assert rule of law, human decency, and to make order out of places
Strong
where
America
there's
is
chaos.
the only thing standing in the way. Country only needs a little chaos.
Building like a fireball.
You know, I was deeply concerned that there might have been a organized plot. I don't know all the facts. I don't think we all know all the facts, but I was deeply concerned that this could have been,
Mr. President, now is the time.
The average American family only has 3 days of food.
We need to talk face to face. This is important.
Sir, what's the mission? Disarm the population and restore order.
Do you have any weapons inside your home or on your person?
You had to give the president power to arrest any American by simply accusing them of terrorism.
The vanity of nationalism will quickly fade. These are but the birth pangs of a new world order.
I'm just so afraid of the world that you're gonna have to grow up in.
This is a time, man, woman, young or old, when folks run and hide, or they pull up their bootstraps and they fight.
2933 Sam 14 for suspicion, 1055 Ramsdale Drive. Cop reporting suspicious behavior next door. Went over to the home to the right of the RP, sees dead bodies inside the house, dog inside, sees a gun in the house on the floor.
Bill Cooper, Hastings, anyone else that actually tried to tell people the real truth, not the co-opted truth, not the watered down halfway, not going to tell you the Israeli Mossad is behind it truth. These guys tried to tell you the real truth. And the reason I'm bringing this up is David brought us a trailer for a movie he was making, and it was amazing, and it was an enormous sign of the times. I'm going to show you this short 2-minute clip right now to refresh your memories if you already haven't seen it.
things were. And then I woke up here.
This guy right here, the executioner that's standing at the guillotines. Not only is he dressed in white, covered in blood, but he's also wearing, clearly, a Freemasonic apron. This is what they wear during their rituals and their rites. I've seen this at any rate, let me digress from that. Okay, why isn't this on YouTube at least once a week? Maybe people aren't aware. Well, that's ridiculous because we saw lots of coverage from many channels. Many channels covered this back when this happened, but for some reason it's fallen to the wayside. No opportunists have moved in to pick up on this. Several large YouTube channels not only are aware of this, but they were there and they got to see a trailer. But yet, when you go to their sites, you don't see any word about this whatsoever. Well, I'm not going to let this happen.
David Crowley. I'm the writer and director of Gray State, and I'm a veteran. I'm a husband. I'm a father. And the interesting thing about this material, once you delve into it, is that everyone has to act within their own capacity to express this information. So Gray State has been my effort to kind of draw the human narrative out of all this terrifying information that we see all around us. And I think that's been my responsibility as a filmmaker to kind of craft a human story out of this. And I think what I want to definitely tell your listeners is that every time you look at some of these things happening, like, why isn't anyone showing this in a film? I mean, that is what I'm doing. That is what Gray State is.
Isn't going to make any friends in Washington, D.C. The police have already labeled the events suspicious, and an investigation is ongoing. The question is now raised: who stands to gain from the death of David Crowley? Insiders close to Crowley stated on social media that Gray State was funded to the tune of $30 million. A-list actors had already signed on to the picture, and Crowley was going to be an associate producer and watch his script come to life on the silver screen. The stars seemed to be aligned for his success. Now, the Daily Mail in the UK is painting Crowley as a gun fanatic. They published this photo from Crowley's Twitter account. However, when you look at the whole tweet, you get the real story. All of those guns are airsoft guns, which are similar to paintball guns and not a massive arsenal of assault weapons. Crowley also owned a company that taught actors how to use prop guns in movies, leaning on his 5 years of military service and one tour of Iraq. Speculations abound among his supporters. A Facebook page titled Justice for David Crowley of Gray State now has over 800 likes. Their mission is to see Crowley's film created, and they declare David Crowley did not murder his family. Nobody is buying their bullcrap story.
All over again. Because Netflix has released a documentary that's an hour and 30 minutes and 13 seconds long, and it's about David Crowley, his wife, and his daughter, who are now all deceased. And I really find it suspect that nobody has picked up the ball and run with this movie that was nothing more than documenting exactly what's gotten worse since David, his wife, and his daughter lost their lives for making this movie. This documentary starts out basically telling the tale, telling the facts, and then it turns into an enormous hit piece, making David look like every other conspiracy theorist, and they do to him what they do to all of us. Make him look absolutely ridiculous. The only problem is the facts just still do not line up. And back in 2015, back in 2016, I said I would not let this lie, and I'm still not going to. So here we go. The documentary talks about David, his 5-year-old daughter, his wife Kamel. They talk about his deep roots in Christianity. They explain that he had an incredible drive. Anything he set his mind to, he could accomplish. No two ways about that. But there's a lot of contradictory stuff going on here. But I'll get to that later. They interview everybody. They interview the actors. They interview his drill instructors. They interview his father. And everybody seems to be going along with the line that the police gave them, because That's what people do. Now, bear in mind, in my opinion, everybody that's involved in this, no one's going to say anything because they just saw. If these people were involved in this movie with him, they understood what he was talking about. He wasn't talking about some pie-in-the-sky fairy tale. He was explaining how society was breaking down. He was explaining how on his second forced deployment after he was married with a child on the way, the military took him again and sent him to Afghanistan. The people that were involved, everybody that they interviewed, which was substantial, including his father, all basically pushed the party line. They focus in on the crime scene evidence where it says Allah Akbar painted in blood, allegedly according to the police investigation.
What in the heck is that? What is that? Are you guys seeing this? What is this? Sharper Desk, there's something weird going on the eastern horizon. Western horizon. Is that like a missile or something? What the heck is going on? Oh my gosh, what is that? Oh my gosh, I don't know. It looks like a missile or something. What in the heck is going on? This is something I've never seen. That is crazy. What is that? What is going on?
You can look at this thing and it looks so abnormal. To me, this looks like what we can expect to see from Operation Bluebeam, where they, remember now, Project Bluebeam, I should say, it's not just going to be, these images like they've claimed of Messiah in the sky. There's also going to be images of, UFOs and spacecrafts and things like that. This right here looks completely like what you can expect. A bunch of things that look like this. Obviously, it won't look exactly like this, or then people might get suspicious. But with this type of clear, crisp imagery, flying low in the sky like that, that's what I would expect it to look like. This is SpaceX's 18th launch of the year, they claim. And I mean, people are just posting about it all over the place. I'm not talking about truthers. I'm talking about people out there who think that this is some type of an incredible ordeal.
Project Bluebeam. And as I've talked about in previous videos, your elite Illuminati are getting ready and staging these things like never before. They're getting ready for bigger deceptions and grand illusions. Now, could this be one of the ways that they're doing that? Could this just be another test for the grand illusion? Could this all be part of the scheme with holographic technology, because we know they're trying to do that and turn the sky into a movie screen, bigger deceptions and grand illusions coming to a sky near you?
It's not normal. That's UFO. Oh, then the Pentagon comes out and continues to give people what they want to hear, which is this fake deception that aliens exist. Well, we know that demons exist, aliens don't. And they're trying to convince you that there's life on other planets and all this stuff. So that comes out, and then days later, they're rolling out this Falcon 9 launch and putting on, deliberately putting on a show, because they could really have run this thing over the ocean somewhere or wherever. They deliberately ran it over Southern California. They wanted people to film it. They wanted people to take pictures. They wanted people to just be like, in such awe of how beautiful it looked and, oh, amazing. Because that's what they're going to do with Project Bluebeam. It's going to be a show, right? And like I said, it's all psychological. People aren't going to be afraid of this stuff, just like the Mark of the Beast. Everybody's like, oh, when the Mark of the Beast comes, then everyone's going to wake up because we've been told, and they're going to be afraid. They're not going to want to go to hell. They're going to embrace all this stuff. They are indoctrinated with a system that promotes and, embellishes and loves all of this type of crap. The technology and the advancement. They're told that, oh, it's an we're the smartest race. And I mean, like, we couldn't be a dumber society as a whole.
And we are essentially living in a virtual world, while those behind the internet those who control that virtual reality are left to rule autonomously. For example, if the biggest threat to our existence is alien invasion, but everybody is on Facebook Wi-Fi, which claims the biggest threat is global warming, we'll be trying to solve a problem that doesn't matter. Those in authority control the media, and when the media controls everybody by presenting itself as the truth, then we become unified as slaves to whatever propaganda we are being sold, whether that be the health benefits of eating McDonald's, or the need for citizens to join the military and build bombs. The government would rather keep us in the dark so we don't question our existence, so we numbly continue to slave away so the rich can get richer.
Earthlings saying, we're coming July 13th, 2030, and boy, you better be ready. 13 years of this thing that I'm talking about? In 50 years, or 13 years, we're coming to your planet. You gotta be ready.
What is that?
At Taco Bell, the dollar gets you access to more. Like the new $1 stacker with lavish layers of seasoned beef and melty cheese. But how can all these layers only cost $1? Something's not stacking up. Is the $1 stacker reserved for a secret society? Or just anyone with $1? The answer is yes.
As long as the elite look at the masses, like the masses look at cattle, wouldn't they be willing to do to us as we do to the animals? You may be thinking that people are smarter than cows, and they would never allow themselves to fall into this trap, but we already have. As humans, we are born into a material world. We grow up being told that it is necessary to work to survive, and we are even made to feel badly about ourselves morally if we think otherwise. Laziness carries a bad connotation, especially in capitalist societies like America and countries in the EU. So we are led to believe that in order to find happiness in life and to be a good citizen, we must work an artificial schedule, usually between the hours of 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. For most people, their daily toil is something they don't like to do. It's just the way we have been given by our society and government to make ends meet. This cycle of work goes on until we are, say, 65 years old, at which point we are no longer of much use to the system.
You already know, man, it's Frenchy. The 4th of January, 2018. And this is the bullshit that they give you in 2018. They tell you it's gonna snow a little bit, and you come outside to a damn blizzard. Can't even see my feet. Alright? Sprayed up the sky all day yesterday. Chemically induced it. Whatever the hell they spraying up there. We could all speculate, but nobody really knows. I mean, look at this shit, man. This is a little bit of snow. Look at that. A little bit of snow. Get the hell out of here, man. Anyway, I'm over here in Jersey Shore. Right upside the East Coast. I was looking at the radar overnight, and you can see it. You see the snow all up and down the East Coast, and then you see a warm front just following the water right up and down the side of the East Coast, holding it there. But hey, it's not geoengineered. Nah, this is normal. And your local weather station, they got you too. You can trust them. Yeah, look what they did in Cali. They ain't even warn nobody. Oh yeah, you know what? There might be some fires going on, but we just gonna burn you up in the middle of the night. And then we'll tell everybody about it in the morning. Like, wasn't that bad? Just a bunch of houses got incinerated. Or what about Harvey? When they flooded everybody out in the middle of the damn night. What about that? But nah. It's your weather station. It's your news. We got you. We're gonna tell you the truth. This is what 2018 is right here. 2018 be like all fake news. Can't believe a word out of their mouth. Look at these conditions, man. Think about it. You snow everybody in, and then you cut the power if you want. Tell them something blue. Because it's not going to get better from here. It's only supposed to get worse. Next week, we in the teens. I don't know what y'all thinking, man, but I need to wake up a little bit. Understand what's going on out here. Understand that this little bit of snow in the beginning of January is complete bullshit. Anyway, man, it's Frenchie. I'm out.
It's going to be so cold. If they were not lying to us, if they were telling us the truth and they really are dimming the sun to save us from global warming, why are they continuing to do it right now? Because that's not why they're doing it. They're doing it because they're terraforming the planet. I know that sounds crazy, but you know what? So isn't blocking out the sun. And it's no longer a theory. It's just what they're doing. And for those people that don't seem to understand it, you're part of the problem. The information is there. You can look up and see it. It's the one thing I just cannot wrap my mind around. How do you not see them spraying the skies? They don't hide it. It's no longer covert. It's right out in the open. They're not even denying it anymore. They're telling us it's for our own benefit. Yet right now we're looking around the entire country and the weather is off the hook. It's snowing in Texas. It's snowing in Florida. It's snowing in southern Georgia. Everyone is in an absolute frigid conditions right now, and January just started.
Now that's the brother I know right there. Welcome back, brother. Get up on there. Come on, bro. We in war here. Okay? Shoot up, brother. We're soldiers. Come on.
Yeah, I gotta do it for the people who wish they could beat me. Cloud my thoughts, they wish they could see me. Control me, copy, wish to delete me. Off with his head, they wish to deceive me. Deceive my words and rest in peace. To see my world and leave here speechless. Trapped in a world full of snakes and leeches. I gotta do it for the people who wish they could beat me. Cloud my thoughts, they wish they could see me. Control me, copy, wish to delete me. Off with his head, they wish to deceive me. Deceive my words and rest in peace. To see my world and leave here speechless. Trapped in a world full of snakes and leeches. On a race to the top, I got this. Rolls Royce engine in the cockpit. I'm flying out of this mosh pit. These marshlands are toxic. This system's been on profit. Never wash their hands with respect to eat. Chemical skies, chemo, HIV. Hook the tubes, no air to breathe. Suck countries dry for the water we need. Need that I say that? I'm in greed. Everything that I say is going in a breeze. Life is a beach and a wave is deep. Prescription pills, when can I leave? Mixed with fluoride, brush your teeth. Seaweed smoking, life's a dream. FEMA camps and guillotines. Martial law, you hearing me? This Mason Road is clear to see. They paved it, no conspiracy. But I could see the you and me together stand with true to be. Fall apart and niggas deep, so know it like a eulogy. Pan together, no jewelry. Stop fighting, it's confusing me. This line is set, no movie screen. What I done seen should be unseen. Kidnap kids in movie screens. Dimension shift and people scream. Veil a lift and you will see. Yeah, I gotta do it for the people who wish they could beat me. Cloud my thoughts, they wish they could see me. Control me, copy, wish to delete me. Off with his head, they wish to deceive me. Deceive my words and rest in peace. To see my world and leave here speechless. Trapped in a world full of snakes and leeches. I gotta do it for the people who wish they could beat me. Cloud my thoughts, they wish they could see me. Control me, copy, wish to delete me. Off with his head, they wish to deceive me. Deceive my words and rest in peace. To see my world and leave here speechless. Trapped in a world full of snakes and leeches. Casually speaking, I'd ask to be in it. I'm calling my brothers to back me in it, so I don't just get trapped up in it. Can't skip a beat to take back a minute. Do you hear me now that I'm wrapped up in it? They cause disease, then give the clinic. I close the case, put the judges in it. Checkered floors, the sun is in it. One eye open was the image. Killers raised and pillars risen. Dark and light, live in a prison surrounded by bars, stars and religion. One world order, new world given. New world order, FEMA living. Shackles change the laws of physics. Babel speaks and evil visits. People talk and no one listens. It's funny, right? It's funny how people talk and no one listens, right? but they put a motherfucker on the screen, and everybody tunes in. There's a reason for that, man. They got y'all mind manipulated. All you believe in is the fake. All you believe in is the lies, man. You live in a fairy tale life. Real shit, man. Open your eyes. The Tower of Babel speaks again. Yeah. I gotta do it for the people who wish they could beat me. Cloud my thoughts, they wish they could see me. Control me, copy, wish to delete me. Off with his head, they wish to deceive me. Deceive my words and rest in pieces. See my world and leave here speechless. Trapped in a world full of snakes and leeches.
I'm driving 70 miles an hour on the highway, brother. That's fire. You have my speakers banging. OMG. Yeah, you back. My brother's back.